Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial-free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011111911.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Now we get to do something that's never been done before. Chiefs Kingdom, we're headed to New Orleans to make history.
So, I don't know if you watched. It was great. I mean, it was great. And you know what?
What was great about that?
Kincaid should have caught the ball. Kincaid should have caught the ball, and maybe it would be a different outcome, but he didn't. He dropped it. Now, he was coming back to it.
2 plays that would have made it for a different outcome. Josh Allen's first down that he got when he crossed the plane of the
yes,
that one was huge.
Yes.
And then nobody is talking about, I think maybe it happened towards the end of the first half or maybe the first part of the second half. I forget. But that 50-50 ball, when Worthy went up and climbed the ladder and the defender for the Bills climbed the ladder, they both caught it at the same time, and then they both came down to the ground, and then the ball hit the ground. It should have been an incomplete pass once the ball hit the ground.
So they go up, and it's actually an interception almost from the Bills.
It
but
should have been
the receiver. Who was the receiver for the Chiefs? What was his name?
Xavier Worthy.
He gets his arm in there just enough, and everybody remembers Fail Mary.
Is this what you want to be brought up during your playoffs? Is Fail Mary
and
replacement
so
ref?
They come down with the ball together, and the tie goes to the offense. And then the ball does touch the ground.
Yeah,
but they're both also so the ball can never touch the ground, even if you're holding it.
Right. So but then they award the catch to Xavier Worthy on a ball. It could have been construed either way. Either guy caught the ball, right? But it didn't matter. Regardless, it didn't matter because the ball touched the ground, which would have set the Chiefs back another 25 yards, and it's a lot harder to get in the end zone from 25 yards away than it is with a first down 3 yards away. So those are 2 scores, and those both ended up in scores. And that's all you have to do is tweak the game a little bit to make sure that you get your storyline that you want. Taylor Swift going to the big game in New Orleans. And
the chance of the three-peat is pretty cool, though. I mean,
no, it's not. Not if it's served up to you. And this is not the only time this year that it's happened to the Chiefs. Ask the Bengals fans.
Unfortunately for Kyle Hansen, Kyle, who only fishes stock ponds, 0-2, no prize for you this week, which means if you pick the winner of the Super Bowl, you could win $100 to the poorhouse and $100 to be right there heating and air. So be ready to do that in 2 weeks. Philadelphia and Kansas City were just in a Super Bowl together a couple of years ago, right? Wasn't that Kansas City's first Super Bowl win?
2 years ago? Yeah, it was against the Eagles. Yeah, Eagles were there.
So we'll have to see what happens. I'll tell you what, the Eagles' defense is a lot more for real than the Bills' defense.
I'll tell you this.
They are tough.
There's no need to watch the game. Go do something else. You live in California. Chances are that the weather will be nice on Super Bowl Sunday. No need to watch the game because you know that the Chiefs will win. There'll be a couple plays that will turn the tide of the game and give the Chiefs the upper hand, just like there was yesterday against the Bills. I'm telling you. Right. And I purposely. I went to bed somewhat early last night. I purposefully have stayed off Twitter because I wanted to have this take be my only take. I'm not listening to what people are saying on Twitter. I have not seen it yet. I don't know if that's the general consensus, if my feelings are the general consensus, but I thought that they got screwed on 2 very coin flip. Well, one of them should have been, that was an incomplete pass. Once the ball hits the ground, it's an incomplete pass. But the first down was up for interpretation. It looked like, based on instant replay.
They have to have enough to overturn it because they said it was 4th down. They look at the replay. They have to have enough to overturn it. They didn't feel like it was enough, even though I'm looking down the line.
I know.
We're watching from our couch, right? And we're looking down where the camera is, and the camera looks like it's right in line, and his whole shoulders and everything
Yep.
past that line.
Yep.
But they didn't give it to him.
I'm with you on that.
It must be the script, right? Is that?
Well, yeah, Arian Foster knows. We got to try to get Arian Foster on the line in the next couple of weeks and ask him.
Yeah,
about,
would you get him on the line?
Yeah. Do they make Josh Allen go for the tush push all the time just so he can fail miserably all the time, because he was failing miserably on the tush push? He's not Jalen Hurts, nor does he have the support that Jalen Hurts has.
No, listen, it worked out pretty good. I mean, he if they won that game, he was obviously the MVP. He had an incredible performance. It wasn't enough to get it done. There was some questionable calls, but I don't want to take anything away from the Eagles' win over the Commanders, because that was an onslaught, 55-23. I mean, holy cow! How disgusting are you? How disgusted are you if you're a Commander today? But congratulations to the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it'll be a great Super Bowl. But what I didn't understand is why Kansas City brought up Travis Kelce on the podium. I don't think he had a catch in yesterday's game.
He had two catches.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw him drop 2 catches, but I didn't see him catch any. But then again, I was doing other stuff.
This is interesting.
Okay, two catches get you to go up to the podium. All the other players that won that game, that were a part of winning that game, and he's the guy you bring up, I wonder why. Oh, wait. His girlfriend brings about a couple million fans to watch the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah.
The word is this morning that the stock market is taking a bath, especially with tech stocks. That's because there's fears that China has beaten us in the AI game.
We got to work on that.
China.
No, it's too.
China.
Anyways, we're working on that.
China. I feel like oh God, what's his name? Oh God, what's the guy's name?
Oh, that guy, that one guy that's really bad at impersonations. That guy.
Yes.
I feel like that guy.
No, in the Uber Eats commercial, he's dressed up McConaughey, Matthew McConaughey. He's dressed up like the bear. Oh. He's like the Bears, the Bears. That's me working on my Donald Trump China.
I was on my 6th Michelada when I watched that commercial yesterday, and I thought it was kind of funny. And then I thought, I think I'm just a little drunk.
Well, probably because it was the 6th time you saw it, too, because that commercial was on a lot yesterday.
No, it was the first time I saw it, believe it or not.
Okay, so, China is beating us in AI.
Tascadero. This is what they're doing for Valentine's Day. Did you hear about this? I mean, outside the fact that I've been talking about it. Did you know that this thing was a thing?
I did, because you were talking about it. I think it's it's an interesting choice for a Valentine's Day date.
A lot of people like Halloween a lot, right? So I guess you could get dressed up and go get scared. So we're giving away tickets to that coming up at 9:40 today, if you know the show.
Yeah. I mean, each their own, Maybe you save the girl and you get some benefits later on in the evening. Stand by her, show her that you're there for her.
Why is it always about what you're going to get? What about what she gets?
Well, what she gets is...
Have you ever thought about her?
Protection. And she gets to find out, if you're the kind of man that's going to run in the corner and go, ah! Like that. And
I guess I was giving out the...
Throw her in front of the danger? Throw her in front of the danger? Or he's going to step up and take the danger on for you? The
website is thehauntinatascadero.com. I was saying thehaunt@tascadero.com. So make sure you put that in there. My bad. Once again, we all know that I can't read.
What is it?
So there you go. Thehauntinatascadero.com to grab tickets.
Okay. So this morning, the NASDAQ opened 3% down, which is a lot. It's about $1 trillion in market share. And this is because a company in China called DeepSeek released their AI. And their AI, I guess, uses a lot less chips, a lot less NVIDIA chips, and a lot less of these high-end AI. And it's open source AI. So, and I know this is very dork talk.
Can you go back to what is open source? I mean, I know what AI is. What is open source AI?
Open source AI, ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, whatever Meta's using for their AI. Twitter's AI, which
That's
is called
open source?
Grok, I think. G-R-O-K.
What does open source mean? That people have access
Anybody
to
can use it. Anybody can use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Open source. Okay.
So,
They could have just called it anybody can use AI, but no, that was too many words.
when the markets opened this morning, NVIDIA fell 13%, lost 13% of its market share, which equates to $465 billion in market value that NVIDIA opened up with. Because now, see, NVIDIA was the maker of these chips for all these AIs. Well, now this DeepSeek is come out and they said, hey, we do open source AI. It's more efficient than any of the other AIs that are out there on the market. And we're going to use a lot less chips. Here's my question for you on this, okay? As I look at this, I want to try it out. I want to try DeepSeek out. But if China technology has taught me anything, they've taught me Temu, they've taught me TikTok. They've taught me that, and then there's some other thing that's like TikTok. It's like Red Letter or something like that. I forget what it's called. That it also
Heard of that.
sources your information.
Yeah.
Big time.
What are they doing with all this information? I mean, if they're just getting like my email address going to send me some spam, but I could save $100 on a really cool cooler that I'm going to take camping. I don't know. I might have to. I don't know. I might get. You know what I mean?
Well, what do I care if I'm using open source AI? But they say this is a better AI. It produces better results.
You don't have a dilemma with Temu? I mean, you look at this stuff. I have friends that order it. Some of the stuff's really good, but you feel like you're not being a good American.
I have a buyer
because they're taking.
I have a buyer.
That's right. You have somebody, a sacrificial lamb, who was buying the Temu, and then you guys just get it through them.
Yeah. Hey, you want to buy this for me on Temu? I'm not really.
I mean, screw you. You can buy your own Temu. Why am I buying this for you?
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't ever. I say I have a buyer. My wife has a buyer. I don't.
Yeah, I know you
care. I don't need
You're married, so.
the last thing we need is more tchotchkes around the house.
It's not just tchotchkes. I mean, tools, like really good tools.
Is it really good tools? I mean, I've seen the commercial.
Okay, so here's the deal. My buddy bought about $500 worth of Temu stuff, right? Because he sits around, may have a few cocktails, and then starts buying stuff on Amazon. And he's like, oh, I'm going to try Temu. So he bought all this stuff. And I got to tell you, 90% of it was really solid, pretty good stuff. There was about 10% of it that was like, yeah, this looks a little chintzy. So tools can be expensive. I mean, that's why I shop at Harbor Freight. They didn't pay me to say that. You're not going to Harbor Freight. I mean, sure, you can buy their Ion stuff, and that's expensive.
Yeah.
But you can buy that Pittsburgh stuff. I'm going to buy that cheap Pittsburgh stuff that's 70% cheaper until that stuff fails me.
And I know, contractor Paul, I know you're going to write in and say, oh, that stuff breaks and stuff like that. We're not contractors like you, okay?
Yeah. This is for around the house, man. Yeah. This is for working on lawnmowers, side-by-sides, saws, whatever it is.
And if you break it, you go buy another, you know?
Yeah.
If it breaks. Most of the time it doesn't. I'm just saying, if it does.
And I know that Harbor Freight said they have a lifetime warranty on parts or their tools. But I don't know if it's all those brands or
what
just
kind of hoops are you jumping through to get that get that wrench back? Broadcom is another U.S. chip maker that rivals NVIDIA. They lost 12% of their market share. Oracle lost 8% of their market share.
And this is all because the Chinese came up with a new
DeepSeek.
DeepSeek, yes.
Is what they call it.
Runs on fewer chips.
But I'm afraid to use it. At least with ChatGPT, I know that it's American made, and like whatever they're sourcing, they've probably already got on me.
But why would you leave ChatGPT to use DeepSeek?
Because I want to see, because
it
says that it works more efficiently. It gives you your results a lot better. That's what the dork marketplace is saying.
Do it right now. Do it on a work computer. That way, it's not yours.
No, because it's all tied into my different accounts. You know what I mean? Like I got to do it on Suzanne's if I do it.
Yeah, there you go. Go in her office. You know, we'll do it tomorrow morning before she gets in. We'll sneak in there before she gets in.
Alphabet, which
she doesn't have a password.
Which is Google, lost 3.5%. Meta lost 2.5%. Not good.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
Have a good morning.
Dr. Pepper, some Coke, some Fanta. I don't know what it was. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted.
But when it's just two Coke products, like, okay, so for example,
why would I do that, though?
I drink full octane Coke oftentimes.
Right. Yeah.
But then if there is a cherry Coke option, I will go half full octane Coke and then half cherry Coke, because I think cherry Coke on its own is too sweet.
Okay.
It tastes too sweet to me, like it's too overwhelming.
I don't like it.
But then I will take Coke and then I will put a little cherry Coke in it, and I usually go like 3/4 regular Coke and then about a quarter of the top to be cherry Coke, which I should be doing the bottom cherry Coke, but it's hard to.
You're kind of like watering it down a little bit. I get it. I don't like cherry Coke, so I've never tried that.
But you could do this theoretically. You could do the same thing with Coke and Diet Coke, and yes, you're not getting the benefits of no calories,
zero sugar,
but you're getting the benefits of half the calories, and it could taste very close to Coke Zero.
Yeah, I've never tried it. Maybe I will give that a shot.
If you go to the food court and they don't have Coke Zero, which I'm pretty sure they won't. Diet Coke
I can suffer through a Diet Coke if I drink it on the with ice in a cup, no straw.
Oh, especially Costco's ice. Costco's got the good ice.
Yeah, it's like the little pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal, and so I'm excited to see where that goes. I mean,
there have been times when I'm like, I could use a hot dog, and I was like, I don't want to drink a Pepsi product.
Yeah, see, that's what it's going to be like for me.
I think it will help boost the sales of their hot dogs, except for in places like Florida, where for whatever reason Pepsi is king.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, which is weird because it's neighboring
how Pepsi's
Georgia.
around anymore. Yeah, I feel like Coke is everywhere. Pepsi's like, who cares?
I think it depends on where you
must be
live
big somewhere else.
in the United States. It's like Pepsi's everywhere in Florida. My son loves Pepsi because he equates it in his mind, like psychologically, to being on vacation in Florida.
Oh, because he had his first Pepsi.
Because it's so
Florida,
abundant. Yeah, because we're not a Pepsi family. Come on. That's terrible. Terrible stuff.
Did you see this Taco Bell commercial where they can do selfies and there's some woman that has short, curly, blonde hair?
I did see that during the football games yesterday, yes.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, right? Well, I found out this morning. It's Doja Cat.
All right.
I don't know what a Doja Cat does. But that's who that was.
This year, Taco Bell is making fans the stars of their big game ad, not celebrities.
Did someone photobomb us? Is that Doja Cat?
Oh.
For the last time, no famous people.
I didn't hear him say that. Is that Doja Cat? I'm like, who the hell is that? I'm starting to feel so like.
No, I feel super duper old. And I'm fine with it. I embrace it.
And then, one more thing is regarding this.
You could be in our big game ad.
What's up with it?
Hold on.
Yeah, everything's smooth. I'm on the field right now.
This is a tease.
Yeah, same old, keeping the body in motion.
We were talking about this earlier.
Getting that wind up. This field a lot bigger than what people think, so that's a must.
Yeah, you sound like a jackass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I've been thinking about a guest performance.
Oh! Down the what? Is that this song? Is that this guy? I like that song. Down the what? If that's the guy, I'm in. I like that song. I never knew who sang that song.
I don't know if it's him or not. I don't care. I don't care either.
You know what the song is, right?
See,
what?
Remember when we were kids, celebrities were like, attractive. Like they had the looks to go with the talent. And here Taco Bell say, no celebrities like that person, that Doja Cat, look like any other girl in their 20s now. Where it's just,
Oh yeah, she just looks like some chick from a movie.
From a movie.
Around in her tight pants with her tight blonde hair.
I didn't think she looked like she was from a movie. She looked like she was from a Walmart.
Yes,
like in
a
her
movie
PJs.
that takes place in a Walmart.
In her PJs. That's what it looked like
Doja
to me.
Cat.
Not the person working at the Walmart, but the person actually going to the Walmart. That's what it looked like. That's why I don't know who's the celebrity anymore. Lizzo, if you would have showed me a picture of Lizzo before she became famous and said, this person's going to be super duper famous.
She's famous for being a big fat woman.
And
right?
I would have said, that's impossible. but not the case. Not the case in 2025.
I think the Doja is like 40. She looks pretty old. She looks rough. I don't know. I'm just looking at some
24, but 40.
Yeah. So we are officially out of touch with society because we have no idea.
Good news for us, though. We look younger than the celebrities that are younger than us now.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.